In today's Money Watch, we are talking about education. Now, we know it's a valuable thing, but how do you pay for it? Most families use what's known as FAFSA to apply for financial aid, which is how many schools determine how much a student can receive, including grants, scholarships, work study, and loans. This year, it's been revamped, and the hope is that it is easier to use. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger joins us right now, and she'll be the judge of that. Jill, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing well.
All right, so let's talk about FAFSA and what's changed.
Okay, so the FAFSA form, the much dreaded and hated form that everyone uses to complete their federal financial aid.
Okay.
And it used to be more than 100 questions. It would take people hours. It was such a drag. So the Department of Ed, a few years ago, had to start revamping it. Supposedly, you can answer as few as 18 questions.
Okay.
On the website, they say, well, you know what? Maybe it'll take you 10 minutes. It's not going to take you 10 minutes.
Okay.
Definitely going to be an hour. There's a direct link to the IRS, which is great, so you don't have to start filling in your own tax data. There is a change in the calculation, though. It's really interesting because some families are going to get aid much more easily, lower income families specifically. But if you have multiple kids in school at the same time, you used to get more aid. I call this the twin penalty because that's no longer the case.
Oh.
So if you got 3 kids in school at the same time, it's going to hurt when you fill out the FAFSA.
So what about interest rates? How will that affect student loans?
Well, you know, we've known that interest rates are now gone up pretty dramatically. And the interest rate for federal student loan is actually set by law. Congress does it every spring. So rates right now, a little more than 5% when you have 5.5% rather for undergrads. When you're in graduate school, it's over 7%. Parent loans are 8%. So there are some people who are going to find cheaper loans outside of the federal system, but it does really impact anyone who's borrowing right now.
I was raised in a house where it wasn't if you're going to college. It's not if or when you are going to college. It wasn't even an option in my house from the time I was a little kid. That was always ingrained in me. And now as people are getting older and we see how expensive college is, the question is now, is it worth it?
Ooh.
You know, it is a great question. It has always been the case that people with 4-year college degrees absolutely make more money and have a lifetime of more money to contribute to their wealth. But it's not as good as it used to be because of exactly what you said. The price has gone up so much.
Well, you see YouTubers becoming billionaires. You see people in tech becoming billionaires.
Yeah, I mean, there are many ways to... You don't have to be a billionaire to be a success, right? But there are also other options for people. They're going to community college for 2 years, then transferring in. But I think the cost is becoming so prohibitive that families are seeking other alternatives.
Is it worth it, Jill, still?
It is still worth it, but the delta, the change between someone with a high school degree and a college degree is diminishing. So here's when it's worth it. If you know you're going to graduate, graduating is so important.
Yes.
Obviously, if you can get a free education, it's worth it. You've got to finish within 6 years. 6 is more than the 4 years, but 6 will get you there. You have to make sure you don't borrow too much money for families. It's the amount of money you think you're going to earn in your first year.
Jill.
And families, not more than your total income.
Always great to have you, Jill. Thank you very much. You nailed it.